Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Jane and Alex podcast. I am so happy to be here with you all today. How are you doing, Alex?
Hello, Jane, and hello to all our wonderful listeners. I am doing fantastic, thank you. I'm very excited about today's episode because it covers a topic that touches the hearts of so many people around the world. It is a very human topic.
It really is. I was looking at the comments from our last video, and so many people were asking for help with relationship vocabulary, but not just any relationships, specifically the hard ones, the ones where people are living in different cities or even different countries.
Ah, yes. Today we are talking about long-distance relationship vocabulary. It is a situation that is becoming more and more common these days because of the internet. People meet online or they travel and fall in love, and then they have to go back home.
Exactly. It is romantic, but it is also quite difficult. I can imagine it is very hard to find the right words to express your feelings when you are so far apart. So today, we are going to help you learn the words, phrases, and idioms you need to keep that connection strong, no matter how many miles are between you.
That is the goal. We want to help you express love, frustration, hope, and planning in English. But before we dive into this emotional topic, Jane, we have a little bit of housekeeping to do.
Yes, we do. If you are enjoying our podcast and want to help us grow, please take a moment right now to hit that like button. It really helps other English learners find our content.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. That way, you will never miss a lesson. We upload new conversations every week to help you speak English naturally and confidently.
Thank you so much for your support, everyone. Okay, Alex, let's get into it. Long-distance relationships. Where do we even start?
Well, let's start with the basics. In English, we often shorten long-distance relationship to an acronym. We simply say LDR.
LDR. That is easy enough. So I could say, I am in an LDR?
Exactly. I am in an LDR. It sounds very natural. Now, let's talk about the real-life situations that happen in an LDR. The biggest enemy of an LDR is usually, what do you think, Jane?
I would guess time or maybe sleep.
You hit the nail on the head. Time. Specifically, time zones. This is a huge part of the vocabulary. When you are in New York and your partner is in Tokyo, you are in completely different time zones.
Oh, that must be a nightmare. So one person is waking up while the other person is going to sleep.
Precisely. So a very common phrase you will hear and use is the time difference. You might say, the time difference is killing us, or we have a 12-hour time difference.
The time difference. I like that. It sounds very specific. And because of that difference, you have to do a lot of, what is the word? Scheduling?
Yes, scheduling. You have to coordinate schedules. This is a great phrase for intermediate learners. To coordinate schedules means to plan your day so that you can find a free moment to talk to the other person.
That sounds like a lot of work. We need to coordinate our schedules to find a time to chat. Is that right?
Perfect usage, Jane. And often this leads to another situation, staying up late or waking up early. You make sacrifices for the person you love.
That is sweet. But what about the technology? Since you can't see each other in person, you have to use your phone or computer.
Right. So the vocabulary of communication is essential here. We don't just say call, we often say video chat or FaceTime. Even if you don't use an iPhone, FaceTime has become a verb in English. You can say, let's FaceTime tonight.
That is interesting. So even if I use Skype or Zoom, I can say, let's FaceTime? Or is that weird?
It is a little colloquial, but people understand it. However, video call is the safest, most general term. Let's have a video call.
Okay, and what happens when the internet is bad? I hate when that happens.
Oh, the struggle is real. We use phrases like, you are breaking up, or the connection is lagging.
You are breaking up. That sounds scary. Like ending the relationship?
Haha, no. That is a very important distinction. If you say, we are breaking up, it means the relationship is ending. But if you say, you are breaking up, usually while holding your phone and looking confused, it means the audio is cutting in and out.
Wow, context is everything. You are breaking up versus we are breaking up. One is a technical problem, the other is a heartbreak. Please be careful with that one, listeners.
Indeed. Another technical term is frozen. Your screen is frozen. That happens when the video stops moving, and usually the person has a funny look on their face.
Yes, they always freeze with their mouth open or eyes closed. Okay, so we have time zones and technology. What about the feeling of missing someone? That is a huge part of an LDR.
It is. The core feeling is longing, but in conversation, we use the phrase, I miss you, constantly. However, there's a stronger phrase we use in LDRs, I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you. It shows excitement and impatience in a good way.
Yes, and there's a specific idiom for when you are finally planning to live in the same city. We call it closing the gap or closing the distance.
Closing the gap. That is a beautiful image, like there is a gap between you and you are bringing it together. So you could say, we are planning to close the gap next year?
Exactly. It means one person is moving, or both are moving, to a new place to be together permanently. It is the end goal of every LDR.
I love that. Okay, Alex, I want to dive deeper into some specific phrases and expressions. We touched on a few, but let's give our listeners a solid list they can write down.
Let's do it. Phrase number 1, counting down the days.
Oh, I know this one. It means checking the calendar every day until something happens. I am counting down the days until I see you.
Correct. It implies you are very excited. Phrase number 2, quality time.
Quality time. Does that mean expensive time?
Not at all. Quality time means time where you are fully focused on each other without distractions. In an LDR, since you can't be physically together, you have to make your video calls quality time.
That makes sense. So not just being on the phone while watching TV, but actually talking and connecting.
Right. Phrase number 3, drifting apart.
Oh, this one sounds sad. Drifting apart.
It is sad. It happens when you stop talking as much or you feel less connected. I feel like we are drifting apart. It is a warning sign in a relationship.
It is like two boats slowly floating away from each other on the water. Very visual. How do we stop drifting apart, Alex?
You have to put in effort, which brings us to phrase number 4, make it work.
Make it work. Simple but powerful. We are trying to make it work.
Yes, it implies that the situation is difficult, but you are trying hard to succeed. The distance is hard, but we are going to make it work.
That is a very positive attitude. What about when you visit each other? Is there a word for that?
Usually we just say a visit, but a common pattern is to talk about booking flights. I just booked my flight. It is a huge moment of joy in an LDR.
And then the sadness when you have to leave. What do we call that feeling?
We often talk about post-visit blues. The blues means feeling sad or depressed. So post-visit blues is that sadness you feel after you return home from seeing your partner.
Post-visit blues. I think many of our listeners will relate to that. Okay, Alex, I think it would be really helpful to hear these phrases in a real conversation. Shall we do a role play?
That is a great idea. Let's act out a scene. In this scenario, I am in London and you are in New York. We haven't seen each other in 3 months. I am calling you on video.
Okay, I'm ready. Ring, ring.
Hey, it is so good to see your face. Can you hear me okay?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you perfectly. The connection is actually really good today. You look tired, though. What time is it there?
It's almost midnight here. The time difference is brutal this week. I had a long day at work, but I stayed up because I really wanted to talk to you.
Aw, you should be sleeping. But I am so happy you called. I have been counting down the days until your visit. It is only 2 weeks away, right?
Yes, 14 days exactly. I cannot wait to close the gap, even if it is just for a week. I feel like we need some quality time.
I agree. Sometimes I feel like we are just texting about boring stuff. I miss just hanging out with you.
I know, it is hard, but we are making it work, right?
We are definitely making it work. Hey, did you freeze? Your screen is stuck.
Can you hear me now? I think my Wi-Fi is lagging.
Okay, you're back now. You were breaking up for a second.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I should probably go to sleep soon so I can function tomorrow. But let's coordinate schedules for the weekend. I want to have a long call on Saturday.
Sounds like a plan. Go to sleep. I miss you.
I miss you too. Bye.
End scene. Wow, that felt very real, Alex.
It did. And notice how we used so many of the vocabulary words naturally? Time difference, counting down the days, quality time, making it work, lagging, breaking up.
It flows very well when you put it into context. I hope our listeners caught all of those.
I am sure they did. Now, Jane, let's talk about another scenario. This one is a bit more serious. Let's talk about the future.
Ooh, the serious talk. Okay, what is the scenario?
In this scenario, we are discussing moving to the same country. We are discussing closing the gap.
Okay, I am ready.
So, Jane, we have been doing this long distance thing for 2 years now.
I know. It has been a long time. Honestly, I'm getting a little tired of the airport goodbyes. They are getting harder, not easier.
I feel the same way. I think we need to start making a concrete plan to close the gap. We can't live in different time zones forever.
I agree, but who moves? Do I move to you or do you move to me? It is a huge decision.
It is. But if we want to take this relationship to the next level, one of us has to relocate. I've been looking at jobs in your city, actually.
Really? You would do that? That would be amazing. I just want us to be in the same place. I want to be able to have dinner together on a random Tuesday, not just on holidays.
Exactly. That is the goal. Let's set a timeline. Maybe in 6 months?
6 months sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Scene.
Oh, that was a nice one. Relocate is a good formal word we use there.
Yes, relocate means to move to a new place for work or life. Very useful. And we also used concrete plan, which means a real, solid plan, not just a dream.
And timeline, a schedule for when things will happen. These are great words, not just for relationships, but for business too.
That is the beauty of English. Words often have multiple uses. Now, Jane, we need to talk about some common mistakes students make when talking about this topic.
Yes, please. I love this section. It helps clarify so much confusion.
The first mistake is confusing alone and lonely.
Oh, this is a big one. Can you explain the difference?
Alone is a physical state. It means nobody is with you. I am sitting alone in my room. It is a fact.
Okay, and lonely?
Lonely is an emotion. It is a sad feeling because you want to be with people. You can be alone but happy, but in an LDR, usually you feel lonely because you miss your partner.
So I can say, I am alone in my house, but I don't feel lonely because we're on a video call.
Perfect example. But you shouldn't say, I am very alone if you mean you are sad. You should say, I am very lonely.
Got it. What is another mistake?
Another common mistake is with the word miss. Students sometimes say, I lost my flight, instead of I missed my flight.
Oh, right. If you say I lost my flight, it sounds like you misplaced the airplane, like you lost your keys.
Exactly. You cannot lose a giant airplane. You miss a flight, meaning you arrived too late. But you can also miss a person, meaning you feel sad they are not there. Same word, different contexts.
So I missed my flight and now I miss you.
You are on fire today, Jane. Correct.
Thank you. Are there any grammar mistakes specific to this topic?
One subtle one is using the present continuous for future arrangements. When talking about visits, it is much more natural to say, I am flying to Paris next week, rather than I will fly to Paris next week.
Ah, because it is a planned arrangement?
Exactly. If you have booked the ticket, use the present continuous. We are meeting in June. He is coming to stay with me. It sounds much more native.
That is a great tip. I will fly sounds a bit like a promise or a decision made right now, whereas I am flying sounds like a solid plan.
Precisely. Okay, Jane, are you ready for a little practice time?
I am always ready. What are we doing?
I am going to say a sentence that has a mistake or is a bit unnatural, and I want you and our listeners to correct it.
Okay, listeners, are you ready? Let's fix Alex's bad English.
Hey, my English is usually perfect. Okay, here's the first one. I am very alone because my girlfriend is in Brazil.
Listeners, what do you think? I think he means the feeling, so it should be, I am very lonely because my girlfriend is in Brazil.
Correct. Lonely is the feeling. Next one. My computer is stopping. I can't see you.
Stopping. That sounds weird. We talked about ice earlier.
Yes.
It should be, my computer is frozen, or maybe my screen is frozen.
Excellent. Frozen is the right word. Number 3, we have a big time separation.
Time separation? That sounds like a divorce. We want to talk about the clock.
Right. The correct phrase is
We have a big time difference.
spot on, time difference. Last one. I am counting the days down.
This is tricky. It sounds almost right, but the order is a little off.
It is acceptable, but there is a more common phrasing.
I am counting down the days.
Yes, counting down the days flows better as a fixed phrase.
Great practice. I hope you all got those right at home.
I am sure they did. Now, before we wrap up, let's do a quick recap of the key vocabulary we learned today.
We covered so much. We started with LDR, long distance relationship.
We talked about time zones and the time difference.
We learned about communication problems like breaking up versus breaking up, and screens being frozen.
We discussed the emotional side, longing, lonely, and counting down the days.
And the positive side, quality time, making it work, and the ultimate goal, closing the gap.
It is a lot of vocabulary, but don't worry if you didn't remember it all immediately. You can rewatch this episode as many times as you need.
And try to use these phrases in the comments. Tell us, are you in an LDR? How do you make it work? We love reading your stories.
Yes, please share. Learning English is about connection, and sharing your stories is the best way to practice.
Well, Alex, I think that is all we have time for today. This was a really nice episode. I feel very romantic now.
Me too, Jane. It is a beautiful topic. Thank you to everyone for listening and studying with us today. You are doing a great job.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, especially the ones in long-distance relationships.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Keep practicing.
Bye.
Goodbye.